What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can lower your process count, which is going to lead to more stable FPS, higher FPS, better system responsiveness, and all that good stuff. Now, if you want to find the tool that I'm going to be using in this video, you can look at my Discord server in the description. That's discord.gg/lumen. Here you can find free optimizations, help with your PC, and even paid optimizations. Which, speaking of those paid optimizations, they are currently on sale for Halloween through the whole weekend. So if you are looking to pick up a paid utility or a manual session, you can head the link in my description and get in on that sale before it ends. Now let's go ahead and get straight into the video. So one thing I want to say before I show off how to do this is process count does matter, but it really is the heavy processes that matter, the ones that are taking up resources. And I'll leave a blog post in the description if more advanced users want to read more into this and understand what actually is making a process expensive. But essentially, a lot of tweakers will disable services that are just sleeping in the background. They aren't doing anything until they're called, and they're not affecting your system's performance whatsoever, but they disable them, leading to breaking features and other things that is just a mess, just so they can get a 30 or 40 process count, which really does you no good. The actual good is when you disable processes that are eating up resources in the background and they're constantly doing things. So I'm going to be showing you how we can get rid of all that. Now, first up, I am on a pretty stock build of Windows. You can see I have around an 148 process count. And the first thing I'm going to show you is startup apps. So you can quickly just go through here and disable anything that you are not using. Mostly it's going to be okay to disable it. If you are unsure, you can always leave it. And you could always, look up what the process is doing if you're unsure. But for most things like apps like Spotify, Steam, Xbox, EA, Discord, if you have any of these, you can always disable them. It's not going to affect them. It's just them opening when you start your PC, which is going to lead to more background processes and just overall stuff being open that you're not using. Now, after that, I'm going to go ahead and get into the services disabler. So after you run it as admin, you're going to start getting asked these questions. So I'm pretty much just going to hit yes to everything. I will do a little bit explanation. So this disable apps from background running, it's going to do some registry stuff for you. Windows telemetry and diagnostic services, we can disable that as well. Search indexing, some of you might not want to disable this, as if you use File Explorer a lot, it can slow it down just due to file indexing being disabled. I don't need this personally, so I'm going to go ahead and disable it. Super fetch, if you're on an HDD, you might not want to disable this, but most of you aren't going to be, so it's safe to disable. Location and geolocation services, I don't think I need to explain this. Most of you aren't going to need location on your PC. And sensor services, as long as you're not using any sensors or anything like that, you're good. Smart card, again, if you use smart cards, don't disable that. Remote access services, this is still going to let you do most things like AnyDesk and all that good stuff. It's just a Windows service, so you're good to disable that. If you need OneDrive, mail, or calendar sync, leave the sync services enabled, but I'm good to disable that, as well as map services. I don't need to explain that one. And then just some other MISC services that most of you aren't going to need. I'm going to go ahead and disable that. And then font cache, which can affect Microsoft Office, but I don't need that. And then if you use VMs, you probably don't want to disable virtualization services, but most of you aren't, so we're good. And then this is just another registry implementation that is going to work for most of you, so we could just hit yes on that as well. And now it's going to scan for background services. So you can see this has my Brave, my Microsoft Edge, OneDrive, and a lot of update services and stuff that is not needed. Now, one thing I will say about this is where it could affect applications. If you see something in here, it's like an anti-cheat service or something that you fear may affect your apps, you can always just not do it. Now, it will make a backup, but if you want to open system configuration, go to services and hide all Microsoft services, you will have other services here. Like, this is pretty much what's here. There's a little bit more in this list that won't be in system configuration, but this is where you could do it manually. So let's say you just want to disable Brave, you could just unselect these hit apply, okay, and then that's it. Now, I am going to be going ahead and going through with this because I know it won't affect me, but like I said, if you would rather do a manual approach, you can always use that system configuration. Now let's go ahead and hit yes on this, and as you can see, it's going to disable all of these services. It's going to set the registry stuff, and then we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and give my PC a restart, and we're going to see how this affected my process count. Alright, I am fresh off of a boot. Let's go ahead and see how much this affected it. As you can see, I'm at 75 process, so I would say this is a great drop. And again, this is with OBS and wallpaper engine open still, so greatly reduced, and this is pretty solid for stock Windows. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bump up another tester I had do this on screen. Here was his results. You can see that he was on my custom OS, Lumen OS, and it still dropped him significantly in processes. And then this was the FPS results. So as you can see, he got a pretty decent gain from it. I mean, for just services, this is a pretty solid FPS boost, and this is on custom OS, like I said. So the fact that he boosted up, 10 in the lows, as well as over 25 FPS, that's pretty solid, even for custom OS. Now that I've gotten that all out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about some troubleshooting. So like I said, if you do run into any issues with your apps, there is always solutions. So if we just go ahead and run the services manager again, you can see it's going to ask me if I would like to restore from backup. This is going to restore the registry and every single service that we did. So if you want to go back to the original state, then go ahead and do that. Now, if it's just one of the games that you played or maybe applications that got affected, I would recommend hitting no to this and then just doing the background services. This is going to reduce all the changes that we made to things like your browser, your games, and all the things that I showed you in that system configuration tab beforehand. And then if you are wanting to run this app again, you will overwrite the existing backup. So just keep that in mind. You might not have the same process state if you do run it twice, just because it's going to save whatever processes you had running. And then if you overwrite that, you may save it with the processes already disabled. So that is something to keep in mind. But yeah, I think that's it for the video, guys. That's really all I wanted to show you. Like I said, if you want to find this tool, you can just head to my Discord, and it will be in the invite rewards section. So you can invite one of your friends, and then you will unlock access to all of our free files, including this tool. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a happy Halloween, and I will see you all next weekend.